What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Talking Skritt. I am Age, aka the Bro with the Fro, and we got a fantastic show for you today. Now, this week's we have a teaser trailer for episode 1 of Living World Season 3, an interview with Queen Jennah, and Heart of Thorns is 50% off, and so much more. But first, let me introduce you to my fellow O's. You can read her stuff over at her blog at mmorly.com and at mmorpg.com, a mod over at MMO Champion, returning and ready to roar for Season 3 next week. Say hello to Robin.
Hi. There's a lot of MMO things with me. I was noticing it as you were listening. I was like, wow, that's a lot of MMO.
I just realized that too. And a blast from the past, he's back for this week's show, a writer and streamer at Guildmag. He is the one and only Aaron. How are you doing today, sir?
The one and only. There's no others in the world. It's just me.
Only like a couple thousand?
Yeah, no big deal.
You're the only one that matters.
Yeah.
Feels so special.
And he's not hosting because there's something wrong with his computer, OBS, or internet for the past 2 shows. The pun master himself, he loves Abaddon, making the Ryan Reynolds jokes, and the age-old question, it is Deo. How are you today, sir?
Hey everyone. Glad to be here on this side of the podcast. Age is taking command for this episode. I'm just gonna be sitting here waiting for all the stuff to come at me, and we're gonna be talking all about it, so can't wait. I'm just gonna sit back and wait for that first topic.
You host one day, and he becomes so chill. Anyway, guys, we're gonna show you the trailer for the Outer Shadows episode, so we're gonna be quiet, we're gonna show that to you guys, and then we're gonna talk about it. So, without further ado.
Great warrior and friend. Goodbye, Air.
There's a hotbed of activity up north.
They will carry me all the way to the throne of Rata.
So, that was trailer. Some stills going as we talk about it. So, I'm not sure about you guys, but it maybe looks like the White Mantle is part of the main plot for this season. I don't know.
I would hope so, considering how much they were in that trailer. Like, if they're part of the main plot and they're just there for like a second, and they had that much time in the trailer, I'd be like, what are you guys doing? Like, seriously.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, Aaron, go ahead. Sorry.
I was muted because I didn't want to make clickety noises during the trailer. No, I completely disagree with you. I don't think the White Mantle are going to surface in the plot very much at all this season. No.
Really? I was like, all right, let's take a bet.
No, I'm super excited about the White Mantle taking point in Season 3. Because they were like one of my favorite. They're a fan favorite bad guy entity essentially. So, and everybody it was always up in the air whether they were going to come back in Guild Wars 2, and with the raid introducing them, I'm happy they're coming into the main limelight.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that you brought up raid because quite a few people have had issue with this because it feels like raid story is kind of like a prelude to Living World Season 3 right now, and that's what people feel like. But I believe I read somewhere that people were reassured that anything that was relevant in raid story will be told in the season, so you guys don't have to worry about that. But how do you guys feel about the raid story possibly being kind of like a small prelude for people?
I mean, I don't really have like a huge problem with it. Like, it was always the debate of how they were going to handle it, because like either there was going to be no story at all in raids, or there would be some story, and if the story didn't tie into things that were happening in the greater world, it would just be like weird and not make any kind of sense. So there has to be some tie-in at some point. So like anybody who thought it would be completely unrelated, I think was being overly hopeful, probably. I think as long as like they have some way in the season to recap the story of what happened in the raids and what went on there, I don't think it's a huge deal. Like, for people who feel like that they're just missing a huge chunk because they didn't get to experience it in the game, I mean, that's kind of the trade-offs of having different kinds of content in the game.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant that they did the raid story tying into Living World, because like you said, they can recap that for anyone. Like, it's fine in Living World, like it's fine. Nobody's gonna feel left out. And while they're putting that story out in the raids, it kind of hypes Living World even more. And so I just think it was actually a good move. I think a lot of people are salty about it because they don't play raids and they think, oh, that's, if I don't have it, they feel like they're not going to have any context whatsoever. That's totally not true. They're going to recap that perfectly for us right off the bat. They're not dumb, guys.
Yeah, I feel like it might be likely that, like, so while people who do raid would probably not be hurt by having a recap, they also might not want it because, they've done it, they've seen it how many times now. So I have a feeling that it's not going to be like you load up, here's a recap kind of thing. I think it would be more like something like you talk to a character that maybe was in the raid or something, and he goes, hey, this is what's been going on. So that if you want the recap and the explanation, you can get it, but if you're not interested, you can skip that. Like, that would make most sense to me.
I think it'll come in the form of, like you said, clicking on an NPC and having a windowed dialogue with them. And you can ask, you'll be able to ask whatever questions about whatever's going on with the White Mantle and things like that. So you'll probably have control, but the information will be there in-game for people to peruse and learn about what went on in the raid and what the implications that's going to have for the Living World.
Okay. Was there anything that stuck out in the trailer for you guys at all? I mean, anything...
Is there anything that didn't?
Well, I know. It was like every single second.
Well,
the entire thing.
I mean, scenes like this we've already seen. Like, the ship flying into, like, the explosion. We already seen, like, Traherne biting the dust. We've seen, like, the ley line energy going to the egg. I mean, is there anything in this trailer that's new that kind of stood out for you the most?
I think they made it a little clearer that we will have a moment to, like, kind of, like, mourn air in some way. Like, because in the HoT story, it was really quick. It happened. We had a sad moment, but then we had to keep going because, like, all the things were going on and we were in the middle of everything trying to kill everybody. So there wasn't a whole lot of time to reflect on her. And I think this trailer made it more clear that there will be, like, some kind of remembrance thing going on with her. Maybe we'll get to talk to Bram some and, like, see how he's dealing with things, all of that. So I'm excited for that, to see how that all plays out.
I'm super curious about the big spinny cloud vortex giant weather
like
pattern.
Maelstrom thing.
Yeah, that's going on in the sky and all because not the texture, but the color palette and the visuals done in the sky in that shot make it look a lot like certain places that we have not yet been on the Tyrian continent. Ring of Fire among them, but who knows where Living World Season 3 will take us, but I think that shot, and I think there's another shot of like a desolate rocky landscape with another reddish orange hued sky.
Yeah.
And that just makes me really curious about where we're going to end up going in Living World Season 3, because I think we've established firmly right now that we generally open up the map a bit more with Living World. Like, that's probably going to be a continuing trend. It doesn't have to happen every time, but I would be willing to bet we're going to get a new map or two, you know? So that's what I'm probably most excited about, is where these are going to be taken, where these shots of these unknown places are going to be taking place.
Doesn't Taimi in the trailer say something about activity to the north or something? Like,
yeah, and that line could go two ways. It could be like it could be literally just a snippet from like an instance where you're doing an event and she's like, "Oh, there's activity to the north," and you run up like 5 steps, or it could actually mean we're heading north on the map in this season.
Sure.
So, like, since we don't have any context for the quote, it's hard to place it, but I feel like they wouldn't put it in the trailer unless it was important. So I'm leaning towards it will be heading north at some point.
Unless they wanted to red herring us.
Yeah, I know, right? Which they totally do all the time, which is fair speculation. So,
speaking of speculation, what about that voice you hear at the end of the trailer? Some people are throwing Codicus around. You think it could be?
do we have? Don't we have voice work for Codicus in the Codicus Manor dungeon, or do we not?
Yeah.
Does it sound like the same guy? I haven't cross-referenced.
Right when it first came out, there were people who were pulling the voice ones and putting links to the two and comparing them, and it seems pretty close. I don't know.
If it seems pretty close, then I think Codicus is a really good bet, because, you know, they've been hinting literally since launch that he's in deep with the White Mantle. So that would be a good payoff.
I haven't heard any other speculation about it of who else it could be, really.
Like, the only other answer is like, here's a new White Mantle big bad guy, and I think Codicus would be way more interesting. So I hope
it would be weird if they just pull random Joe from wherever and be like, I'm going to take over Rata. And
here's Confessor John.
The other thing is if you've been collecting the posters, so right now they have posters not only in Divinity's Reach, but in different towns and areas of the human Rata area, and if you read them before you tear them away, they all say different interesting things that are very
telling.
Yeah. Like, they're very instigating of issues, and talking about like how awful the queen is and how she's involved with the Char and that's bad, and how they're not even the rightful rulers, and like all kinds of stuff. So
we're taking the Ministry of Purity route.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Oh yeah, and I'll just mention this. For those of you who play male Char characters, the voice actor is going to sound a little different in Living Story Season 3, because they're going to have a new actor. His name is Lex Lang. He's done voices in Titanfall, Crash Bandicoot, the Mass Effect series, which Arlie loves a lot, and many other TV shows and games. So,
Did they say anything about why they changed that?
Probably because I believe the previous voice actor's schedule was a bit too hectic, so couldn't do it as much. So
that doesn't bother me too much, honestly. Recasts have to happen in these things, so they usually don't bother me too much. As long as the new voice is also enjoyable, I'm good with it.
Yeah. And I mean, Char specifically, they have filters and effects on them, so that will help with kind of mitigating some of the jarring, oh my god, it's totally different, you know?
Yeah. It'll probably sound pretty close.
Yeah. Alright. So let's move on to an interview with Queen Jennah. And I just want to hit on this real quick. The first question is in the interview is surrounding, all the bandit issues that's been happening in the current events. And Jennah goes as to not calculated motions of an organized group. It is isolated activities, and I want to call so much bull on that.
Well,
it's only a small problem. We're really making a big deal out of nothing, Age.
Well, there are several points to this interview, and her actually answering those questions truthfully isn't the point of the interview. The point of the interview, I think, is to demonstrate that that human politicians in Tyria are pretty much the same as human politicians here. And I think it's also to point out that the humans have a false sense of security that's going to be pretty much shattered in Living World Season 3. I think this interview is supposed to be very
down
ominous.
with the humans.
Wait, what?
I really think the interview is supposed to be ominous and be like, yeah, the humans, they think they're good, they're not.
Yeah, she that whole interview with her just bothered me, like, on so many levels. Like, I just wanted to get up and slap her around. I'm like, I understand you're trying to be reassuring and bullshit, but, like, all I could think reading it was like, oh, God, nothing well is going to go. Nothing good is going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be telling us that, guys, the shit's going to hit the fan on the horizon, and the humans are not prepared.
Yeah. Also, what the shit is wrong with her not visiting Logan? I don't care. I don't care that she's the ruler. She could at least be like, hey, glad you're not dead.
Well, that's just the thing, though. She doesn't care either.
Yeah. Also, there was a line in there where she was like, no, there's no force in the world that can keep him from protecting his charge. And I was like, that's her admitting she put a spell on him. He can't control it. He's evil.
Yeah, like, nothing in the world will stop him from at least attempting to his death to obey his orders, because he's totally enchanted by her.
Yeah. It's like a compulsion. I was like, God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I find it interesting that how Jennah's trying to ensure, like, Divinity's Reach is secure. They have, bolstered defenses, an evacuation plan to get everyone inside, it'd be nice and safe and secure. And that just makes me think to that explosion that we see in the trailer. And then it's like,
Well,
I would be so amused if they blew up Divinity's Reach. I'd be like, all right, cool.
Because here's the deal with her, how she outlines all their defense plans. All their defense plans are centralized around Divinity's Reach being a safe area. Mm-hmm. Whereas, and I don't remember if it was in one of the previous Living Worlds, in the previous Living World Season 3 trailer or in the raid cutscene, but the White Mantle pretty much come out and say, yo dog, we got a ton of sleeper agents hidden literally among you. So Divinity's Reach is not going to be a safe area come Living World Season 3. It's going to be a war zone.
That is true. Like, everything she talks about is about defending from the outside, which is part of the problem. You're like, dude, like, seriously.
One thing this really reminded me of, and this is... I understand these aren't good movies, but if anybody has seen the movies Olympus Has Fallen and London Has Fallen...
No.
These movies are basically about terrorist sleeper agents, and it's like that's what's going to go on in Krita. Basically, is the White Mantle are going to attack from within. People are going to throw off their guys and be like, "Yo, dog, I was the White Mantle."
It's like Winter Soldier. Yes,
it's a lot like that. Yeah, with the whole everybody being like, "Oh yeah, hello, I'm with Hydra. What's up?"
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot like what's going to happen in Divinity's Reach, I think.
Divinity's Reach has fallen.
I'm just curious how high. Like, I'm curious who's going to be in with the White Mantle. Like, I'm curious who they're going to reveal. It's like, oh yeah, I was bad the whole time too.
Yeah. Like, the biggest thing is, like, Shining Blade has always been kind of the counterbalance to the White Mantle. And it'd be really interesting if, like, a good number of Shining Blade turn out to actually be White Mantle.
Oh yeah, the Shining Blade has definitely gone soft in the time since the Crichton Revolution, and I think we're definitely going to see Shining Blade, White Mantle infiltrators in the Shining Blade, absolutely. Probably pretty high up the chain, too. I don't think Anise will end up being White Mantle.
That would be the most, like, what?
Yeah,
that would be a crazy twist. Like, honestly, if that happened, I would be like, alright, you guys did a big thing. But I don't think she's going to be White Mantle.
Like, did not see that coming.
Mm-hmm. I think we're probably going to get a situation where we need to get Anise and Queen Jennah out of the city safely, or something like that, or protect them in some capacity.
Interesting. Alright. Okay. So we have a few things that we can think about. Is there any character you can think of in Divinity's Reach, or like in the human story, that could be relevant in Living Story Season 3 that could possibly be White Mantle?
Not familiar enough with the human stuff. It's been a while since I did it.
I mean, obviously, there's Minister Conicus, right? Like, he's a not so nice guy.
Other, what's her face? Elise?
Anise?
No.
Oh, Minister Elise, you mean?
Yeah, something like that. Where in the second season we went and we did the whole party and we talked to people to find out who was spreading rumors, and it was her, some chick. Like, so...
I'd be willing to bet, yeah, what you're getting at with, other ministers being in on it, I bet there's going to be a few ministers who are going to be on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'd like to see is if they, just as a little kind of a, ooh, that's cool if you notice it, if, they actually have NPCs from throughout the city turn on you. That would be kind of cool. Just oh, remember that baker dude over there that sold frickin' rainbow cake? Yeah, he was a white
He was always happy to see you, and yeah.
Exactly. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Alright.
Yeah.
So, we're going to move on from Divinity's Reach all the way to Rata Novus, where Taimi is, and she has released... We got Notes from Rata Novus Part 3, and... Are we going to get Alona? Aaron? Are we going to get Alona? Or at least Crystal Desert?
Crystal Desert's possible, not in Living World Season 3, but you're right, with the Taimi note, she's like, hey man, I'm finding a lot of Kraukatork stuff over here.
Yeah.
So,
well, also at the end of the Heart of Thorns story, there was a lot of hitting towards Kraukatork too.
Yeah, with Glint's Egg now becoming a centerpiece in the story, I think Crackletork. That is a hilarious name for that dragon. I think Kraukatork is on the horizon. Maybe I think Kraukatork is an expansion. Maybe.
Okay. So Taimi's been doing the bulk of the research currently on Primordius because that's what most of the information is. So for those who don't know, Guild Wars 1, Asurans were mostly located near Primordius, so it kind of makes sense that they have the most information on it. And this is one line that actually interests me the most. Taimi thinks a bit of Mordremoth's old energy is sliding into one particular direction, and that was after viewing the leyline map, but she can't really confirm it just yet. So I'm very curious where this energy is sliding into, this direction it's sliding into, because if it was near the egg, I think she would say that, but maybe it's not.
Well, there is a hub of activity to the north.
Did she say it was going north? Did she say?
No, not the energy.
No, I meant I was just referring to the line in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where she said there's a lot of activity to the north in the trailer, and then she's saying that it's maybe those two things are related.
Oh, so if the energy is going north, we're probably screwed. So yeah. Sounds fun. Is there anything in the notes that popped out to you guys?
I love the part where she was like, maybe I should take the egg to the lab to do tests on it. And I'm like, that's an awful idea. And then she's like, oh yeah, but I wonder if that's what Kaith was thinking when she took the egg. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I was like, good job, Taimi.
That's what we need to call it whenever someone steals the egg, pulling a Kaith.
Yeah.
No, I found it, I'm fascinated by the whole lab she found there, because that can be literally like the treasure trove of information we need to really start an assault on all the dragons. But she said they're specifically focusing on Primordius in that lab, so that could also bring Primordius to the forefront of the story.
Yep.
So we're looking at Primordius and Kraukatork as the next maybe dragons that we're going to attempt to tackle. I'm still not convinced we should be murdering the dragons, but I don't know.
Nothing that could go wrong.
The pack seems to have their heart set on it. I don't know.
So we'll just keep doing this until it doesn't work.
Bash the dragons, Aaron. Bash the dragons.
Well, I'm convinced that us slaughtering all the Elder Dragons will bring about the apocalypse, and that's going to set us up for the Guild Wars franchise's merger with the Fallout franchise. And then we're going to get a super game out of it.
A super game.
Yeah, that's my personal theory.
I think that's more like your dream, dude.
Maybe, but you know, I think I have solid factual backing behind this theory.
Do tell.
Yeah, what's your solid
all
actual backing?
All I'm saying is they were hinting throughout season 2 that, hey guys, maybe you shouldn't kill the elder dragons, and nobody really wants to listen.
There is a lot of references to them being like forces of nature and stuff, which to me kind of hinted that maybe they're saying that they are part of the natural cycle, that they should be there. But
I can't think of a way, like, and the elder dragons aren't mindless and stupid either, right?
No.
Like, they're actually intelligent, so I figure it would be possible to communicate with them, but their hunger for magic is so great, I don't know if they could be swayed to do anything other than annihilate. So I have no idea if we were going to solve the elder dragon problem in a non-violent way. I have no idea how we'd do it.
yeah. Like, let's hold a peace conference and
Yeah,
gather
I know,
all
right?
the elder dragons together. We'll discuss
Peace
things.
conference.
Yeah.
Right here, folks, guys. We're gonna start with peace. See what happens.
Give peace a chance, man.
We're going to start the Tyrion UN. The elder dragons are going to have representatives.
Yeah.
Could totally work.
It's going to be great.
It'll work out. All right. We also have, for those of you who want to explore Tyria itself. Oops. All right. We have Heart of Thorns.
But maybe haven't by now.
Heart of
And
Thorns
Yeah.
is 50% off. For those of you who don't have it or would like an extra copy for some reason, the sale started on July 20th and it goes towards the 27th. They have the standard edition and deluxe edition. The standard is $24.99 USD. You get Heart of Thorns and a max level boost to 80, so you can start your adventures in Heart of Thorns right away. The deluxe edition is $37.49 USD. You get everything in the standard plus an additional character slot, a mini Revenant, a Revenant Litlock, a Revenant Finisher.
Revenant.
You're Revenant.
That's
Not
my
a
dream.
Revenant,
That's
you're a
my dream.
Revenant.
That's my dream. Mordred Moth's Bane Guildhall decoration and a Heart of Thorns skin glider. Now, I've actually seen a couple players posted because they bought HoT like 2 days before the sale.
Mm-hmm.
So for players who just bought HoT before it went on sale,
Like right before.
you have, if you bought it 30 days beforehand, you can send a ticket in to refund the difference. This applies to standard and deluxe versions only because Ultimate was up before the sale, so you can't actually get any difference for Ultimate.
That's actually a really generous reimbursement window.
It's
30
not
days.
the first time that they've done that either. When they've done
I would have been like, "Yo, dog, 48 hours. I'll give you your money back." But 30 days, that's really generous.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd also be willing to bet the majority of the money they make on these sales are people who have like 5 accounts who want HoT on all of them.
Well, that's true. Like, I know a few people who are waiting for a sale for it so they can get it for all accounts.
Yeah, we have a certain guildie in chat who I know has like 9 accounts, and he probably got in on the sale.
Yeah. And also, just keep in mind, you have to buy it straight from ArenaNet to be able to get the refund. So if you bought it from some odd third party, you probably won't be able to get your money back.
Which makes sense. Like, there's only so much they could do with that kind of stuff.
We bought it on like cheapgameswithaz.com.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And in the realm of World vs. World, where there's always a poll every week or so, we have a World vs. World Cannons poll. So earlier this week, the World vs. World team put out a poll asking if Cannon blueprints should be introduced as a live beta item. It required a standard majority to go through, and so the results were in yesterday, and after removing Don't Count My Vote, 56.6% said yes and 43.4% said no. So blueprints will be added on a trial basis, and there will be a follow-up poll later to determine if they should be a permanent feature. Now, I know you guys don't really World vs. World as much, but
Show us the way, Age. Show us.
all right, so I'll speak a little bit, and then you guys can add on if you want. So, Cannons, as far as I can tell, they're the cannons that will be added to the game will, as blueprints, will be the cannons that you see on towers and structures that you can make. But these cannons usually get like taken out really quickly whenever someone's on them or starts to fire on them. So like they're kind of worth it, but not really at the same time. So with these new cannon blueprints, you can actually put them in safer spots so that they'll be actually of use and they won't get destroyed as easily. That's what I kind of feel about these. I know some people don't like cannons. I know from my stream some people have said no because like they just do not like the cannons in at all. But
Why? Like,
it's just, I feel like maybe it's just like too much clutter. They shoot, as far as I know, bleeds, they can chill, and they have just base physical damage, as far as I remember.
Don't all cannons knock back?
I don't think so. I don't usually get hit by cannons, so I can't really tell you.
I think cannons can knock back. Maybe not.
It makes sense, but
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It might only be those turrets that show up in Edge of the Mist, which aren't in the Borderlands, because I know the ones in Edge of the Mist knock back, but Borderlands cannons might be different.
Yeah, I'm thinking Borderlands at Eternal Battlegrounds cannons. I'm not sure about Edge of the Mist, but yeah, I'm kind of impartial, so I
agree with you. I feel like cannons, even if they're implemented in this way, still won't be part of the siege setup that commanders carry with them.
yeah.
Like, they still don't sound as useful as arrow carts or even ballistas. Ballistas are the ones that knock back, aren't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think that's what I was
the one
thinking
you're...
of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ballistas knock back. But yeah, cannons, unless they have some serious semblance of crowd control to them, I don't think they'll really become a thing, you know?
Okay.
Yep. I'm curious what was it? Illuminati said that he feels like a lot of these polls are manipulated. I'm curious, like, how.
Well, I guess it's going back to that poll about the Borderlands and the desert versus the Alpine and all that stuff. I feel like that's where some of the people think that the polls are kind of being manipulated and such, but
I like with the desert versus the Alpine though. Like nobody liked the desert Borderlands. Is anybody really surprised
I like
that
the desert? A lot of people. The poll showed that it was very, like 33%, I think, like desert at least.
I know, but I mean, most of the people still voted to get the Alpine back.
Oh yeah,
what I remember.
But
that shouldn't surprise anybody.
Yeah. But it wasn't the 75% majority that they needed to pass it.
you know, that could be part of it. I know, because like sometimes they have different they're setting different markers for what is enough. So sometimes 50% or more than 50% is enough, and sometimes they want 75% or more, which I can understand can feel a bit manipulative. But I sort of feel like if it's something that is a huge, major, big change, you really need to have 75% or more, because that's the sort of thing you need, like more than just a simple majority of people to be on board with. If you have an even split of it and you make a huge sweeping change, that like it's not going to work out great. It's good sense that if you're making a gigantic change, you need a huge majority of people who actually want the change, as opposed to people who want to stay the same. For the smaller things, like with the cannons, I completely understand why just a simple majority is all they ask for, because like, you know, it will make a little bit of a difference, but it's not nearly on the same level as some of the other changes that they've talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basing it on how important they think the issue is at hand.
Yeah. Or how impactful it will be on the game overall.
Yeah, I definitely don't think ArenaNet's like, guys, let's just flip these numbers up a little bit. Like nobody's doing that. I don't think that we need to worry about that.
Yeah, I can understand that a lot of people have been saying that since like the desert Borderlands one was like 70%, and so it should go through. I can understand it, but it wasn't 75, and
Yeah,
I can
and that
understand
was
that,
one
so,
that's like that. That's a gigantic thing they were asking for, and that's why I was saying like I understand them setting the bar at 75% there. That makes sense to me.
But up next we have Revenge of the Capricorn sPvP map teaser. That is a mouthful. Why did I write that? Anyway,
Good job.
This is the new sPvP map that's coming in. I think it's next patch because they tease it on their Facebook. It's pretty much mini LA, guys. It's mini LA with 3 points. And there are ships that come in at times and just bombard stuff like that.
That's cool.
It's like
Looks interesting.
I like seeing the moving ships in the Guild Wars engine. That's not something. I think we've seen it a bit before, but it's not something we see a lot of.
Not a whole lot, yeah, no.
So it's I like it. And it's cool to bring back old LA in that format too, and have it as kind of a thing that's permanently there in some form.
And going back to tutorials real quick, Blue9 says it's aimed at FPS players on certain servers that favor siege creep tactics using alt accounts, free-to-play accounts to vote. Free-to-play, you have to level up a character to 60, which is really painful. I mean, I know personally I can do it. I mean...
But you have to be a certain level to vote on an account?
Well, first, you have to be level 60 on a free-to-play account to get into World vs. World. And you have to level up in World vs. World to... I don't know if you actually... Oh, wait. I actually don't know.
Because I think he just means to vote. I don't think he means...
Oh, wow. I
Yeah,
never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I think he means that these people are just creating account after account after account to log votes on the poll.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is probably totally... I could see that being something larger WvW guilds do. Honestly, I'm just glad they care about World v. World. But no, you probably shouldn't be doing that. But they can isolate people who are doing that though. Like they can tell if you're doing that.
Yeah, hopefully they do that because that would be quite the problem to have.
Yeah, I would think if that was a major issue, they would have addressed it because they probably analyzed the hell out of those poll results.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's an issue they would just let go unchecked.
Yeah.
And it's also the sort of thing that if it is a problem, it might take a number of polls for it to become apparent because, you got to imagine how many people are placing votes and then, like, going through all of that stuff and checking whatnot. There can be about an amount of time before that becomes apparent.
And if it really was an issue and they finally found that out, I could see them redoing some of the polls.
Yeah.
Oof.
Maybe not the less important ones, but if it happened in any significance for any super important polls, I could see them redoing it.
Okay. That's true. Alright, back to my map. Alright.
Your map. You made this map.
Our map.
Age owns the map, guys.
I didn't know you were working in
I
didn't know you were working at Arena now, Age. Why haven't we gone out to lunch?
Yeah.
Believe me, dude, if I was working on ArenaNet, everyone would know. But everyone. But I just want to talk a bit about the map because as a PvP player, not seriously, but I just want to talk a bit about how I think the map is interesting in terms of how there's a lot of line of sight because there's a whole bunch of buildings and stuff. It kind of reminds me of the stronghold maps in that respect, and how moving around can be very beneficial to someone who did like sneak around. You necessarily have to be a thief itself to do it, which I think would be very interesting for the map.
There's music on the videos too loud apparently.
I don't have music. I don't have music on this one. I'll do that.
You do. You can still hear us, but the music is playing.
Silly Age.
As a person who doesn't really play PvP at all and isn't familiar with how people feel about things, about mechanics in it, how do PvPers generally feel about LOS tactics? Like, is that generally frowned upon, or
no? It's actually very beneficial. So if you're low,
okay, because I like the idea of it too.
Yeah. Hopefully I turned down the volume. I turned it all the way down. So it's actually very important because when you're really low, you want to use line of sight to break vision so that people can't target you. People can't, like for example, a ranger with longbow.
Basically, take cover.
Yeah, it's very important because if they're like a berserker with rapid fire and they get off, you're gonna lose all of your health. And you want to use like a ability like a rock or something to get past to kite around until you can get your heal back or things like that. So it's actually very important in PvP to understand maps and what you can line of sight around, what you can get around, what you can use to survive.
The music has been corrupted by Mordrema.
Music is back.
Apparently, you just can't win with the music age. You can just mute the video on that you're playing, right? Whatever player you're playing.
I'm doing it in OBS, so that's going to be very difficult.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fun.
Maybe that'll work. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it did. Oh, nope, never mind.
The music's been corrupted by more drama. Okay, well, sorry about that, guys.
You can stop showing the video. Like, it's just the same a little bit.
Yeah. We're gonna move on, actually, to...
Actually, on the stream, I can't hear the music anymore. I think you fixed it.
Oh, well. We're moving on. We're moving on. I'm so good at this, guys. We're gonna move on to Gemstore stuff. We have the Glidertron. This is these images are supplied by Dolphy, so you can check out Dolphy.com to Dolphy.net to check out stuff.
Dolphy.net?
Is it
I never noticed that.
It should be Dolphy.net. Yeah. So
Wait, did you think it was Dolphy.com?
Well, I said Dolphy.com off the top of my head because .com is the generic thing. But
Harley, how have you been getting to the guild mission guide this whole time?
Because I type in DUL and the address comes up and I hit enter.
The age of technology, the marvels we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is a glider that has 2 dye channels, so you could dye the actual whirling cloud things, and you can actually dye the panels on the glider. And it makes swirling sounds. And apparently it says "we" at liftoff, but I can't confirm that. So, just something that I heard.
Or is it like "wee"? Or I can't make a computer sound.
More like a robot, like "wee" kind of deal. If you know how like the golem, the back piece golem sounds, you can pretty much see how that goes. So it does look pretty cool. There's actually cloud trails that actually go in the back as you're gliding, so it looks pretty cool. So, will you guys consider buying this, Steve?
I'm not buying it.
No, this looks like a hot mess. I absolutely don't like it. It's
really?
It's really low. It's probably the worst glider skin they've ever come out with.
Oh wow!
I really can't tell if you're sarcastic or not.
No, I'm absolutely serious here. This is genuinely awful.
Aaron hates it.
I actually really like it.
Didn't you miss this section of the show where I rip apart the Gemstore things? Aren't you guys so glad it got to come back?
Yeah.
All right, this is Aaron's segment. I'm just gonna go for it, man.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's cool that they have animations on it, I guess, but no, I don't like the overall design with the spokes and the round and.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Like, I mean, I get why people think it's cool, but I don't know.
It's different. I'll give it that. It's different.
Yeah. And I like the robot backpack. I adore that, so I don't know.
If you want to stand out from the crowd, this is the way to go.
Well, until the crowd all has it.
Yeah.
This is
I think it's it's not a design that I
It's-
would favor. Here's the deal: when you're making a robot backpack, right? There are so many awesome things you could make. This is not among them.
Okay. Well, it's okay. That's actually, well, actually, it's not surprising with Aaron, but
Age, do you like the backpack, Age?
I do like the backpack.
Oh, okay.
Just shit all over what Age likes.
It's
Way to go,
okay.
man.
Don't worry. I like PvP. Aaron doesn't like
You can go and have
PvP.
I don't like PvP. You can go and have a good cry after this. It's okay.
And in the Gemstore, it is Techno Week, so there's 20% off technological Gemstore items. So yes.
Most excellent chat, or most excellent
Goes
hat
good
in
with
chat says
Princess
it goes
One.
good with Princess One.
Does it? I have it.
I don't know, but that's a hilarious comment either way.
I'll try it anyways. Anyway, so what's on sale in the Gemstore is the replica Jobotron backpack, which is 400 gems. The Reapertron, Loggertron, Minotron are 800 gems each. We have Mini Scruffy for 400 gems. We have a 2-week Banker Golem for 800 gems, which is not worth it in my opinion, but that's my opinion. And
I feel like that's what it should be before the discount.
yeah. And we have the Thresh Sickle 5000 and Watchwork Mining Picks for 1,000 gems, but it was stated in the article, but it's not actually on sale because they're both still 1,000 gems.
So those are just returning
That's the normal
items.
So
part,
those are just returning items, I think, if anything. But yeah, if you guys had the gems, would you pick up any of those?
I'm gonna get Scruffy. I don't have Scruffy yet.
Actually, I don't think I have Scruffy either.
What was Zoja's golem?
Mr. Sparkles.
Mr. Sparkles. Okay. I was trying to remember, because at first I was like, wait a minute, that was an original account-bound one that you could only get for certain things. Why are they selling it? I was about to be pissed off, and then I was like, wait, no, that was Zoja's golem, not Scruffy.
Yeah, Zoja's.
I was like this close to like being like, ah!
No, I can't blame you for not remembering. Zoja's not in the story a lot. But I won't be buying any of this stuff. My gems are safe this week.
Aw.
Yes. We'll wait for an ironclad glider again. I remember you really liked that one.
I bought it, yeah. I use it on my char, but I bought the white mantle glider. That's like my favorite glider. Like the white mantle glider looks so good.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to get armor skins in the store. They've said that. We'll get outfits, but not armor skins. They've made that separation.
You're talking to chat. I was like,
yeah.
I didn't see
Sorry,
it, but yeah.
Illuminati said
Yeah, someone in chat is like armor skins, please. I think he means just outfits. Or if he actually means armor skins, no, you're not getting armor skins in the gem store. But I like the outfits they come out with. I don't wear any of them, but I buy a good few of them just to have them.
Yeah. I use them occasionally. I've been using the wedding dress on my Ellie a lot. Just dyed it all kinds of different fun colors. It annoys me though that you can't use the head slot item for your armor, because I would really like to be able to wear the reading glasses with the dress. But
yeah, that's the big bummer about outfits, is you can't mix and match them.
Yeah.
I bought the white mantle one though, just because white mantle. You gotta buy it. Like,
no, they're the enemy. What?
Yeah, I didn't buy the white mantle one because I'm like, I don't want to be white mantle, stupid white mantle.
Dude, it's white mantle. Come on.
They're the enemy.
Die, white mantle.
I
wish white mantle sympathizer.
I wish anyone who had the white mantle would be aggroable, and I can just straight up kill you.
So, guys, in case you didn't know, our guild symbol is literally the white mantle symbol.
I know. Yeah. I actually just noticed that today, and I was like, wait a minute.
I never looked at the symbols.
Never thought about it.
I've never really looked at guild symbols.
I think that was Jim's idea. He's not here with us today, but I'm pretty sure that was Jim's idea to do the white mantle symbol.
Oh, but he hasn't played Guild Wars 1, so he didn't know.
Maybe we should change it to a quaggan.
Just to troll him.
Oh yeah, just to see Deo's face when he gets on.
Alright, so we don't have a question of the week. And I can't think of one off the top of my head.
a good question of the week would be, where do you think Taimi is referring to when she says there's activity to the north?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, there you go.
Where is the north is the question of the week.
Where is the north? I like it.
Somewhere this way. Wait. All right.
So tell us where north is in the comments below.
All right. Arlie, where can people find you on the interwebs?
On Twitch and Twitter at Arlie82 and MMORarlie.com, and I write every 2 weeks a fan creations column on MMORPG and other random stuff.
Okay. And Aaron, where can you be found?
Guildmag.com and twitch.tv/guildmag. Guys, we're streaming a whole bunch this weekend. I'm actually going to be streaming right after this at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys want to see Heart of Thorns Act 4, we're going to stream later. But and then we're going to be streaming on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Oh, look
at
Aaron.
What?
Look at the schedule.
Oh yeah, we're going to be streaming Living World Season 3 Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then you can also follow me on Twitter at Guild Wars Monk. And I also stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/guildmag. So do all that. Guildmag.com and Twitter at Guild Wars Monk.
There you go. And Deo, where can you be found, sir?
You can find me at simply_Deo on Twitch and Twitter.
Oh, no.
I like how they were just mentioning in chat that Deo hasn't said a word yet.
Oh, no. He did it again, guys. He went to Realm of Torment again. You could find me on Twitch and YouTube at Age Night Road. If you're watching this VOD, we do the show live every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. We also put the VOD up on YouTube on Sundays at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Just search Talking Skritt or check out the link below. We also highlight these on Twitch starting last week. And I have to load up Guild Wars 1 and rescue Deo from Realm of Torment now. So we will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching and have a good one. Take care, everyone.
That meme was so bad.